Hey guys, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. We'll escape the formalities and go right into Wolverine 300. I've heard mixed reviews for this. I've heard mixed feelings towards it. I've heard literally mixed feelings towards parts of the book. Okay, the things that happen here really quick. As I predicted, Mystique's alive. The Red Right Hand is fighting the Yakuza. Sabretooth and spoiler, the Silver Samurai, who is dead, has a son. And the son is the new Silver Samurai. Those are the main plots in this book. This book jumps all over the place and back again. Wolverine goes to Japan. That's where Wolverine is. That's where the next story arc is taking place. He's in Japan to prevent the war between the Red Right Hand and the Yakuza. And at the same time, they're all fighting to get Silver Samurai's son on their side. And they're all trying to fight for supremacy because Silver Samurai's dead, and so is the clan. So that means now they're fighting for power. They're fighting for who's going to take over the underworld, so to speak. There's a bunch of different artists doing this book, so I really can't show you any particular artwork because it's different on almost every page. There are certain parts. There are chapters. Some chapters are really, really good.
And the artwork is really good.
Oh yeah, and then some chapters aren't so interesting. Like there were some chapters that just I feel I could have skipped over. But then again, if you want the full story, like I do, you're not going to want to skip over any chapters. You're actually going to want to read through everything. And yeah, that's what I did. And it was really fun.
Lots of stuff going on.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going on. In the beginning, throughout this entire arc, Wolverine knows that Sabretooth's back. I will say that off the bat. And you find out how he found out at the end. There's a second story, so to speak, which I'll show the artwork for that too, because that's completely different. Okay, I'll show this page. Wolverine versus Sabretooth a bit. Really nice artwork.
That's a classic fight, though, I have to
this is the miniseries I was talking about. Sabretooth Reborn, Wolverine miniseries. I'm going to actually be getting that coming in 2012. I was talking to somebody about that. I believe I was talking to Cody about that, as a matter of fact. So everybody's trying to find the Silver Samurai son, and then it's basically the whole thing is about the war between the Yakuza and the Red Right Hand. Wolverine's trying to stop it. Sabretooth stops Wolverine. Wolverine shows up and fights Sabretooth. The Red Right Hand versus the Yakuza happens. Wolverine and Sabretooth show up. Mystique's alive. That's the whole splash page at the bottom. Wolverine versus Sabretooth in the next issue. Mystique is back. And then in the bottom panel, the son of the Silver Samurai.
You kind of wonder, did Wolverine and Sabretooth ever team up for one issue?
No idea. And then the second has artwork. I believe we saw this in, I forgot what book, but it's really, it's like paint artwork. See, it looks more of a realistic.
Oh, like Alex Ross, kind of.
Sort of. See?
Yeah, wow.
And it's Wolverine saving Cloak, who says that Sabretooth's alive. And Wolverine doesn't believe it at first. He's like, you're kidding. And then stuff happens. He saves Cloak, but they're falling to their death off the Empire State Building, and it's up to Cloak to save them, to be continued, soon. They don't tell you when. And then you got the classic cover guy. And now I understand why this is the 300th issue. I was talking to Chris, talking Howlett about this. He said they didn't reach 300 issues. Actually, they counted Weapon X as part of the Wolverine series. There's the first and second and third volume of Wolverine. There's, I believe they counted also Wolverine, I forgot what was the other series they had. Origin?
Oh, that one.
Origin,
yeah,
I believe it was. So there are a lot of Wolverine books they counted. And they have all the issues.
300, that's like a lot of Wolverine books, but then you point that out.
They counted all the other side titles with Wolverine in it as well. That's why Wolverine has hit 300. Really good book. I would suggest it. It's worth the money. Get it. Get it. It was really good. It starts the new story arc, and it's really good. I can't really say much. Sabretooth's back. Mystique is back. The Red Right Hand. And the son of the Silver Samurai. Wow. Next book. I did read this. I did read it, and I loved it, but I'm going to let Mike review it because he read it also, and he's been enjoying it. So go ahead, Mike. Number 2 of 5, Carnage USA.
Carnage USA, yes, okay. From the last issue, we saw Carnage, who has injected the Carnage symbiotes to the Avengers, which were I got the Avengers names wrong. It was Wolverine, Captain America, Hawkeye, and the Thing. Now there was a fight between Spider-Man and the Thing. The Thing, however, did get out of the symbiotic thing
for a little bit.
After
it was on
the fire. Right, and some family. Well, I'll show.
A wife and her son, her 2 children.
Yeah, I forgot what family name. It has still a great quality of life. Spider-Man pictures, and yeah, so they had a little bit of a fight scene. And then of course Ben Grimm.
I like that they brought
Scorn
back. Lasher's in this. You remember Lasher when they did those 6 symbiotes?
Yeah, and the president orders Scorn to kill Cassidy, and first she goes in, and then she says,
but they say she's not ready.
But she's not ready, right? Because they have other bioweapons that the army.
No, she's not ready. The people that have been watching out for her say she's not.
Right, but there's also bioweapons that they mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting to that. So I'm trying to get the family now. The Relsby family, yeah.
Yeah, and actually Spider-Man gets saved by a few refugees from the town that made it out safe.
Yes, and they talk about their story. They have lots of great animals. They got like lions and.
Well, they're held up in the zoo because they have the electrified gates, and the Carnage symbiote can't get into it because electricity.
Yeah, but skipping over that, we meet up with Cassidy and the Avengers at a bar. At a billiards bar.
Well, they're controlled Avengers, but yeah.
Yeah, and then he brings a kid and a woman. I don't know if it was his ex-wife or something, because
No, it wasn't his ex-wife. He's pretending.
Okay,
that
he's pretending, and then she says, "I'll do whatever you want. What do you want me to do to get
my kids
back?" And he said, "I want you to bring me back your husband's head right in your hand." So then he injects her and the child with the symbiotic. Thingamajigger and
the symbiote.
The symbiote?
Yes.
Okay, the symbiote. He injects them with that.
This isn't a shot. The symbiote, he bonds them to the symbiote.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the word. I can't.
Bonds.
Bonds. Okay, I'll use bonds.
Injects.
I'm not good with
needles all over this.
So yeah, they both get injected. Yeah, to be continued in the next issue.
Thank you. Injected. We're gonna inject some Carnage USA.
I am getting 3 or 5 though, because I do want to see what happens with Scorn, the bioweapons.
I'm interested to see how this goes. This is really, really good, guys. The best miniseries that came out of 2000 started in 2011. Okay.
It's been a rough week, guys.
Now you read this.
Yes, I did.
And I read this, but I'm the one that's going to review this one. All of the power, none of the responsibility. Scarlet Spider, #1. Kane. Go.
I was going to say Ben.
Not in. You good?
Yeah, but Ben is actually the Spider-Man. It's not Peter Parker.
Kane.
Kane?
Kane. Ben's dead.
Ben's dead. I've been reading too many comics.
You haven't read enough. You must read. In this comic, it's Kane. Kane still has the suit from Amazing Spider-Man, the one that turns him invisible and stuff, the one that he made back in Big Time, the Big Time suit.
Yeah, Big Time.
But he's modified it, obviously. And Kane is talking about how he was always dying, and there are flashbacks. So if you don't know who Kane is, this book will explain to you who Kane is. And at the very end of the book, actually, there's a timeline of the Scarlet Spider, starting from the Clone Saga all the way through to the Ben Reilly Spider-Man series, all the way through to Ben Reilly's is sad, but
or maybe that's why I.
Yeah, you saw Ben Reilly at the end. So you'll get a good rundown of who Kane is, who the Scarlet Spider is, and it'll catch you directly into this book. So Kane's on the run because he thinks that the Avengers and everybody else are going to go after him, because he was at one time a madman, a villain. He was degenerating, he was dying, and that was causing him to go mad. Now he's not dying anymore. Thanks to Spider-Man, he's now cured. There are no more scars on his body, he's not degenerating, he's not dying. Now all he has to do is live. And he's trying to figure out what he can do. He's in Houston right now. And basically he's finally happy that he's living. He had the beard and the long hair when the episode started, but as the issue continued on, you see him not only shaving the beard off, but also cutting his hair uber short.
They did do fantastic artwork. I will definitely admit that. It is just great.
So he's trying to find his place in the world. He doesn't want to be a superhero like Spider-Man. He's already said that. And basically, this is the rundown of Kane's life right here on these 2 pages. It'll splash you the entire rundown of who Kane is, what happened to him all the way up until this point. He talks about Spider Island, the Kraven Saga, the Clone Saga, everything. Love the artwork right here where they did the flashback of Spider-Man and Scarlet Spider, the original Scarlet Spider versus Kane. Love that page.
Oh yeah, I think I remember getting that issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's somewhere in the act, yeah.
So Kane is trying to find his place. He sees this old woman about to be run over by a car. He stops the car. He saves the old lady, but the poor guy that was driving the car goes flying through the windshield. So he's not doing a good job as a hero. He's like, I'm not going to waste my life trying to be a superhero. That's exactly what he says. He does save one girl. In the very beginning of the issue, for those of you who read the preview, he saves a bunch of people from being, it looked like body trafficking, and this guy is apparently going to be the antagonist in the first story arc of Scarlet Spider. And instead of becoming Scarlet Spider and saving the day, all we see is Ben walking off. To be continued. Ben Kane walking off, to be continued.
Ah, but yeah, but that one looked like a mix between the Human Torch and Sandman. That antagonist.
Yes. So we'll see what happens next. I'm hooked, love it. If I had to drop Avenging Spider-Man, which I don't really, because I already dropped a couple of DC books, I wouldn't be getting Avenging Spider-Man in this because this is awesome. I would absolutely say check out #1. A lot of people were waiting for my opinion on this, and I was so sad that this book was so late. This book is good, guys. Check out the first issue. You will not be sorry.
Yeah.
And that's it for Marvel. This was definitely Book of the Week from DC, right next to Carnage USA and Wolverine 300. Loved all 3 of them.
Alright, now DC.
DC, a book I'm probably going to be dropping, Resurrection Man 5. It basically is the entire background story of Mitch. How he became Resurrection Man, how, what part he had in it, all there. And nothing from the present, really. It turns out, though, the angel didn't kill him. Surprise, surprise. Mitch was saved, and he's in an ambulance. And, spoiler alert, the ambulance is going to Arkham Asylum. Guess who's going to probably show up at some point? Batman. Again. In another DC book. I really was not too interested in this book. It really left me at a, if the next issue keeps me feeling this way, or even just like, I'm probably going to drop it. And that's that for Resurrection Man then. Really not a huge Resurrection Man fan. I'm probably going to drop issue 6 before I even give it another shot. That's just me. You know, I get a lot of superhero books, and Resurrection Man just isn't doing it for me. So I'm probably saying this is going to be the end of the road for Resurrection Man and me.
Okay, last comic I'll be reviewing for this episode is 2 of 6 of the Ray. San Diego Under Siege, Attack of the Flying Monster Stingrays.
Okay, see that coming.
First we had to deal with jellyfish. Now we're dealing with stingrays. Flying monster stingrays. But basically this issue was really funny. Like, basically he is going to see his girlfriend's parents. What was her name? It began with the letter C.
We're very bad with names, guys. We're going to have to start writing this stuff down, the names. So this way if we have to reference, we'll just go through a little book.
Chante? What was it? I can't remember. Chante. Yeah.
Chante. Whatever.
So basically, her parents want her to meet a guy from India, therefore being Indian. So then...
Very good.
Yeah, so Ray's so smart, he dresses up like one, and he acts like a guy who's from India. And the parents are like saying, you know, nice, you know, to meet you and everything. Then when his girlfriend comes home, she disapproves it, saying, what are you doing? And then she's like saying, I'm fitting in so that way your parents will like me so we could be together. Then she's like saying, no, just get out and leave and all that. So then later on in the series, he does beat the stingrays. I mean, no.
Well, of course, come on.
I didn't want to leave that out. So later on in the issue, Shante meets up with one of his friends that's a lifeguard duty, and you saw him from issue 1. And a big meteorite comes in, and spoiler, the meteorite captures her. And I gotta show this art page, the last one. And it left me in awe, like I wanted to see more, because the ending was just perfect.
Oh!
Yeah, right here in this right panel, can I see it? That says, Shante, I'm coming.
I'm coming!
Wow. I have got to see what happens in 306. They didn't say to be continued.
But it's gonna be continued.
Well, I didn't. I thought there was another page. I'm like saying, "Where's another page?" Okay, because I'm used to seeing that. But guys, for a miniseries, the Ray 206, get it. It is getting really intense, and I am so hoping that in issue 306 they do like where he goes after the meteorites. And also his friend the Ray, he fought against the robots, and I'm like, wow, for a humans got superpowers too, so gotta be aware of that. But yeah, fantastic. And that's it for this week.
Batgirl number 5 introduces Gretel. Or Gretel. Yeah, Gretel. Let's call it Gretel. And Gretel has this ability where she can, I believe, mind control people. I don't know, this book kind of left me all over the place and back. It was all over the place and back again. The only part I understood was Barbara's mother is moving back to Gotham, and she wants to be a part of Barbara's life again. And yeah.
Wow.
That's basically it. Barbara's not really too happy about it. She tells her, next time please call, don't just show up unannounced. This, by the way, is Gretel. For those of you who are wondering who Gretel is, she's the green-haired woman that you're going to be reading about in this book. And she's after Bruce Wayne. And Batgirl goes to try to save Bruce Wayne. And it turns out, spoiler alert, Bruce Wayne is the one that gets infected by this girl. I believe she's a psychic. Or not psychic, she has some type of psychic powers.
Psychopathic powers, because she goes,
Yeah, we don't know how she's controlling these people, but she has Bruce under her control. And who else? Batman is next.
Wow, Batman's appearing in a lot of ones, even in the next...
Batman is showing up in every single DC comic.
Even Hawk and Dove.
Everywhere. Batman is in every book now all of a sudden.
Lord knows if he's going to be showing up in the Ray.
I wouldn't put it past. It
could happen.
Could not put it past. The artwork is beautiful on Batgirl. Story has definitely kept me hooked. This is the second story, and I'm looking forward to reading the next issue. Batgirl has me hooked. I like it. I love it. I'm going to keep reading it. When I say check it out, definitely. New story arc. Here's your jumping on point, my friends. Here is your jumping on point. Although, if you might want to read issue 4 for the ending of issue 4 where Barbara's mother shows up. Suicide Squad, issue 5. I believe this is the end of the first story arc, finally. Yo-Yo meets an untimely end. I won't say how,
Yo-Yo.
but just remember, his name is Yo-Yo. And just remember, King Shark is on the Suicide Squad team. Harley Quinn goes missing. Suicide Squad is trying to stop the supervillain inmates from breaking out. Everybody gets knocked out except for Diablo. Well, he does get knocked out, but he wakes up, and Diablo ends up saving the day in the end. Yeah, so they're trying to stop. I'm trying to remember if there's anything important that happens in this, because really nothing important really happened, in my opinion, in this book. They're trying to stop the inmates. They finally do end up stopping the inmates if so many get killed. And the nano bombs are turned off finally, or I don't know if it's just for the end of this issue. They find out Harley Quinn, spoiler alert, was the one that did this in the supervillain prison to mask her escape. And the new mission of the new Suicide Squad, because apparently there's going to be a new Suicide Squad, from what she's saying, a new team, is to capture and bring back Harley Quinn, who's on the road to, obviously, Gotham. Because she heard about the Joker.
And let me guess.
To be continued.
Batman's going to be in the next one.
No, I don't think Batman's going to be in the next
she's
one.
going to Gotham.
Yeah, I don't think Batman's going to be in the next one. I think he's going to be probably later on.
Batman is really liking this episode with DC.
Batman and Robin number 5. Damian's turned to the dark side. Finally, 5 issues in. He's tired of the lies that Bruce is feeding him. And Bruce finally realizes he's done wrong. He's been a horrible father. And now he wants to fix things. And he said, I've kept too much from him. And he's actually making this journal, or video journal, while he's making a video journal while talking at the same time to his son. And for us, the journal are the black boxes. And he's telling his son how he's going crazy looking for him, that he's sorry he failed him. He knows he's out there. And then he explains, finally, his relationship with Nowhere and how they met and why Nowhere is going after Bruce. And then we jump back to Nowhere and Robin, Damian, and now he's like, are you really ready to see the truth? Are you ready to show your true potential? They break into this place, which is doing, what was it? Human trafficking. Yeah, he took off, he cuts off
the last page, the next one.
And to prove that Robin is truly committed to Nowhere and unlocking his true potential, he has to do something. You have to read this book to find out what it is.
You're not gonna lie.
I love it. I'm looking forward to the next issue. This is my second favorite.
I mean, you're gonna love the issue. I'm saying the ending you're not gonna.
This is my number 2 favorite Batman book. I would absolutely recommend it. Check this book out. You will not be disappointed. I can do it. Final book of the week, variant cover, Green Lantern number 5. The first story arc is officially over with this. I called it. I predicted it. I knew it. I said it at the end of the comic review where I did Green Lantern number 4. The rings can't hurt Sinestro. They try to hurt him, and guess what? It doesn't work because the rings can't hurt Sinestro. So how do they break out? Easy. Sinestro's power battery is on the outside.
They made it too obvious.
Yeah, of course. He uses the power battery to break into the. He uses the power battery to break the door open. So basically, he's controlling the power battery from the inside of the cell. The power battery kills a couple of Sinestro Corps members, and then finally frees Sinestro and the others. And Hal Jordan charges his ring, and they go for the power battery again. And the people he's anointed as temporary Green Lanterns are fighting against the Sinestro Corps. Sinestro goes to the power battery, shuts it down, and by shutting the power battery down, it doesn't kill the Sinestro Corps members, but it puts them in a catatonic state until, if ever, Sinestro turns the power battery back on. Will he ever do it? Most likely. Give it a year. He's going to turn it back on in a year or so. He brings the power battery along with Mongol, who was charging, keeping the power battery going, and the entire Sinestro Corps members that are in a catatonic state back to Oa. Guess what? He promised Hal Jordan a ring. He never promised him a battery for which to charge the ring. So guess what? He sends Hal Jordan back to Earth. Deal's done. Hal Jordan's like, this is all I had. And then he thinks about things for a second, and he realizes the Green Lantern Corps and the ring are not all he's ever had. He goes off, and he meets up with Carol, who he says, I've been an idiot. I've not seen things. You were right. Give me a second chance. And that's where they leave you up with Hal. Then we go back to Oa, who didn't see this coming. It's been building up in every single Green Lantern book. I'm guessing in next episode I'm going to be mentioning this again with the Green Lantern Corps, or by the end of the Green Lantern Corps. It's the Guardians talking, and they mention that Sinestro's back with the Yellow Lantern and the Yellow Lantern Corps. And he's like, and the Guardians are like, this is the first of all the others. It's good. That's one, what is it? Sinestro-ridden Corrigar of his corps. Then, like Hal Jordan, they're out of our way. And basically, they're getting ready to start the third army. And they're going to use the first Green Lantern to lead the new army. And basically, one person says the others within the Chamber of Shadows will try to stop us. And this is where I think the Guardians are going to turn bad. Because in the last panel it says, we are the Guardians. We will not be stopped. And the next issue is the day in the life of Sinestro. So the Guardians, something is building up in the Green Lantern series. The Guardians are going to be the main focal point of the next huge story arc that is going to, I know, be a title-crossing moment. It's probably going to happen in the summer. It's going to start.
But didn't you call something about the Guardians that there was something that's gonna go?
Yeah, that's going to be the next major story in the Green Lantern series.
Because I figured that too. Because I keep hearing about the Guardians being this and that.
It's gonna the Guardian series. It's going to be a major series like Blackest Night, like the New Guardians, and like the Sinestro Corps War, and it's going to cross over between this book, the Green Lantern Corps, and Green Lantern New Guardians. And it's going to be basically the Green Lanterns versus the New Guardian, the Guardians. It's going to be the Green Lanterns versus the Guardians,
Ooh,
absolutely. Boy. And probably even the DCU are going to go after them too. So we don't know, but the Guardians are definitely going to be the bad guys in this major story arc, or the antagonists in this next story arc. And I'm looking forward to it. I want to see them get their little blue asses handed to them finally. And I know who's going to be able to serve it up. Hal Jordan, because that's when he's going to get his Green Lantern ring back. I guarantee you, watch. The Guardians are going to be stopped by not only the Corps, but the Green Lanterns and possibly the superheroes on Earth. We'll see, but I'm looking forward to this major event in the Green Lantern books.
So I will go back there, and yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode.
So guys, absolutely check this out. It was really good. However, though, I would like to see Sinestro lose the Green Lantern ring at some point, or not be the main focal point of Green Lantern, and Hal Jordan come back as the main Green Lantern of the Green Lantern series, because I love Hal Jordan. I started reading again for him, not Sinestro. So, let's run down these really quickly. Green Lantern, number 5. Yes, pick it up. Really good, all 5 issues. Batman and Robin, number 5, my second favorite Bat title. The only one that beats this is Batman, and we're going to be talking about that book in the next episode. Suicide Squad 5, pretty good. I leave it up to you guys. As I said, pretty good. Batgirl number 5, another pretty good book. Once again, up to you guys. The Ray Part 2 of 6.
Yes, fantastic, get it.
Resurrection Man 5, I've had my fill of resurrections. I'm sorry, this story in my opinion is going nowhere. I'm probably dropping it.
By the way, I am getting the next part of the Ray, just to point out there.
So I don't think I can really recommend this. Scarlet Spider number 1, I can highly recommend.
Yes, me too.
And really good. I'd say this is book of the week, along with Carnage USA Part 2 of 5, mini-series of the year, the beginning of 2000, the end of 2011, beginning
it's going
of 2012.
great, getting the next issue.
Wolverine 300 was another awesome book for this week. And Wolverine and the X-Men number 4, pretty good. Enjoying it. Looking forward to what's coming next. X Factor 230.
Great. Shows Wolverine is one great leader.
Dark and Dark Wolverine number 19. I'm glad this story's over. I'm looking forward to the last, unfortunately, last story arc in Dark and Dark Wolverine. Amazing Spider-Man 677. Part 1 of the 2-part crossover between Spider-Man and Daredevil. Looking forward to the next part. Loved it. Check it out. It is a different artwork than we're used to in the Amazing Spider-Man. But it's not so bad. I'd say definitely check it out. Anyway,
and 50 years.
And it's his 50 years, yes, of Spider-Man. And there's going to be a crossover sometime this year between Punisher, Daredevil, and Spider-Man.
Ooh, I'm going to check that out.
So look forward to that. Incredible Hulk 4, it's okay. I'm sticking with it for now. New Avengers number 20, Spider-Man is definitely equipped. He has his moments in here. Really good, actually. Pretty funny, Spider-Man. New Avengers versus the New Dark Avengers. Check it out. Captain America number 7, it got better. I thought it was going to get worse before it could get better. It kind of got better in this. And if you're a KOTOR fan, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic War is out. Batwoman also came out this week. I'm going to say it's highly recommended from Ghost Critic and from a couple of other people. They what?
Oh, I was looking at stop.
Oh, it stopped?
Yeah, but I'm looking at timer.
That's why it stopped. It froze. So Batwoman comes highly recommended from other reviewers. I got it because I'm going to check it out. You guys will probably most likely be seeing number 6, and Batwoman number 4 was from last month. I'll be reading Batgirl. I'm going to ask Mark, Ghost Critic, to give me a rundown of the first 3 issues so I only have to read 4 and 5. But anyway, guys, that's this week, January 11, 2012, a week late. I apologize, but
yeah, sorry, guys.
My books do come in the mail, so when the delivery or the post office doesn't deliver, I have to deal with what I have. So the good news is this weekend's comic review will be on time. Unfortunately, I'm working next week, so don't expect that many videos from Dark Avenger this week, from last week and this week, but once work calms down again, there will be videos back. CCC is going strong. What?
And Punisher X, the new episode
is up.
Yes, episode 4.
And there's another episode that we've already shot. Mike shot also. That's probably going to come up next month. He wants to wait a month. So, anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you guys in the next episode. We're shooting it tomorrow, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. This one was for last week. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.
Later, guys.
Later.